Hello there, my Gemini collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Oh my goodness, Geminis. You're giving like royalty vibes, and I love that for you. Those of you, if you play cards, this is an interesting energy with you. Some of you Geminis, I feel like you're switching up who you date and how you date as well. I don't think like the Empress vibe is really your thing, Geminis. Queen of Pentacles, the Capricorn vibe, they're with the Seven of Pentacles. I am with the Queen of Hearts. Knowing it ain't really smart. The Joker is the only fool who'll do anything for you. I feel like you're the Joker vibes. The Sun, the Empress, they're with the Queen of Cups. You got like a Queen of Hearts energy there, but they're also like not a positive vibe there with the Queen of Pentacles. So, I mean, damn Geminis. Damn Geminis. Those of you that aren't like into that sort of Emperor-Empress energy as well, Geminis. What's your philosophy on that as well? Oh, sweet Jesus. Sweet Jesus, Gemini. Some of you learn to trust your instincts and intuition as well. Some of you could be fasting for the religious holidays. This is given like feed a fever, starve a cold type vibes as well, Geminis. So, however you're kind of looking at things, Gemini is definitely mindful, throat chakra, yeah, breathing exercises with you as well, Geminis. Especially if you're feeling a little phlegmy. Tower, the Six of Wands, the Five of Cups. Damn, whoever's in Five of Wands is in Five of Cups. This is why I think with you, Geminis, with regard to like relationships or partnerships, this is what sets you apart. Those of you when it comes to like mythology vibes, if you like history, Geminis, I love this energy for you. Someone needs to look into like sci-fi. I feel there's a lot of creative energy with you as well, Geminis, because I'm loving the vibes with you. You were given like Prince vibes. And the great thing about Prince was, as a musician, he was ahead of his time. Even back in the 70s, he was laying down like 3 bass tracks. So that way no one could really match the sort of vibe that he had going on. Maybe we're going to start getting some new Prince music out as well, Geminis. I don't know. I definitely expect a lot from my Gemini creatives. So, Gemini creatives, stay focused. Those of you with regard to like options or opportunities, I feel like you have a choice between two. I feel like for a lot of things with you, you have like a choice between two. There's an interesting, almost competitive vibe here, Geminis, but I feel like you change the whole energy up anyway. So, even though you might be like the odd one out, I feel like that makes you like far more interesting with regard to options or opportunities. So send in those resumes, go to those auditions, whatever your discipline is and whatever the sort of vibe to that would be. Those of you with hair, makeup, costuming, some of you really look into like cosplay vibes. So that could be an option or an opportunity. There's like this +1 energy with you. Some of you from a religious perspective, I feel like it's like footprints in the sand vibe. Others of you, being someone's +1, you kind of get the chance to learn new things or see how things are done that kind of brings in better options or better opportunities for you. Especially if you were kind of like the understudy energy here. Some of you are going to go from being the assistant to being the main person. Some of you are going to go from being the understudy to being the one out there front and center as well. Unconventionally lucky vibes when it comes to you, Gemini. Some of you I don't feel like so lucky in love. Because, and that's Kylie Minogue, great Gemini performer. So, Take what's yours and leave what's not. Isn't that someday my prince will come? Isn't that from Cinderella? I don't think you have time for fairy tales. You definitely change the dynamic up of something here, Geminis. And whatever you're doing, you're just kind of, this is just the sort of natural vibe that you have, Geminis. Because there is almost like a no comparison energy with you. Some of you, I felt like you definitely, you raise the curve. You make things different. You bring in a different sort of approach to things that, even if you're not like the one that someone was focused on, I feel like you get that attention. Some of you Geminis, that energy like gives you better options or opportunities. You always got cross-watcher vibes, but I feel like your cross-watchers actually are a blessing energy with you Geminis. I always think of that show, that I think it's from a movie, where the guy is auditioning for a part, and you know where they bring people together to kind of decide what like the chemistry is of a relationship or partnership, or should they hire this person for the job. I feel like you're in that vibe, but you're like the unconventional one. Because it's the scene from the movie where he goes in and he's like, he's sleeping with one of the women. And the thing was, are they fuckable? Are they attractive enough to be like the leading person? And she doesn't really say anything. But I feel like you're that kind of odd one out there. But that's what makes you far more interesting. It's like the unconventional vibe with you, Geminis. You definitely change the fucking dynamic up. You really do. Those in the Five of Wands, though, are in the Five of Cups. So I don't feel like you're even like in any sort of like competitive vibe here, Geminis. I feel like you're just kind of just going about doing your own thing. I love when the Fool card shows up with you, Geminis, because that's the kind of serendipitous energy with you. It's actually the unconventionally lucky vibes as well. There's the Eight of Cups. Where's Gemini? They're out doing their own thing. I like this sort of Virgo moon vibes. I love the Eight of Cups energy here. This is the thing with you Geminis. If you're in a relationship or partnership, if it's working out for you, hey, great. If it's not, then it's kind of decisions need to be made. Some of you getting single in order to bring about better options or better opportunities with regard to you as well, Geminis. You always pull Ace of Cups, so don't be so thirsty that you'll kind of accept any kind of option or opportunity here, Geminis. Those of you, if you got like a water sign moon, Western Vedic astrology, like a mindfulness energy here, Geminis. Eight of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords. There with the Five of Pentacles. Someone has your back. This is that interesting kind of vibe with you, Geminis. This is a lot of the sort of secondary vibes. Some of you, I feel like astrology actually works out for you in a very unique way. Take what's yours and leave what's not here, Geminis. This is for those of you that aren't really stuck in shit relationships or partnerships. You're definitely focused on what you're focused on, and that changes the whole fucking dynamic with you. This is kind of the less you know, the less you stay like stuck or stagnant. Some of you definitely counterbalancing the vibe because you're like the odd one out. But that's what makes you like far more interesting. Very good creative vibe. Libra, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Wands, there with the Four of Wands, there with the Hierophant vibe. The balance comes in a very interesting way, which brings about better options or better opportunities. There's happiness here, but it's an unconventional type energy, Geminis. I feel like work and life energy with you is far more interesting than some of you regard to your romantic relationships or partnerships. I feel like if anything, Gemini, some of you are questioning whether that relationship or partnership is worth your time, energy, or attention. And then with regard to whoever you're in those relationships or partnerships, are kind of realizing that you're focusing on something else. Whether you're single yet or not, I feel like you've kind of been pulling your energy away for a while. So, I don't want to say unlucky in love, but some of you, if the vibe isn't right, you're not able to kind of fake it anymore. Those of you that are single now, I feel like you had to get single to allow options or opportunities to come in. Your flexibility is really what's kind of paramount with regard to bringing in better options or opportunities. I've got no strings to hold me down, to make me fret or make me frown. So there's like a codependent vibe you need to kind of move the fuck away from. Some of you have, some of you, I don't feel like you're able to fake it anymore. So, I mean, I definitely think you should be dating, but what's the vibe? Those of you in a relationship or partnership, I feel like you've done pulled your focus elsewhere. Whether you're single or not, that's a whole nother thing. Three of Swords, King of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, the Seven of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Nine of Cups. This is where things get kind of interesting and tricky with regard to you Geminis. This is a lot of that sort of things that you don't see. You change the dynamic up. Someone definitely feels like they should have invested in you or should have put forth some time, energy, and attention, but they didn't. So now, as you start getting like better options or better opportunities, this brings about some interesting vibes with you. I do not know the name of that movie, but he's like playing the lead character, and she doesn't like say the, you know, because I think the question was, are they doable? Would you sleep with them? Are they sexy enough? And she's fucking him, right? But she doesn't like say anything. If you know the name of the movie, I feel like this is kind of, for some of you with regard to like relationships or partnerships, this is, you had partners that really weren't supporting or promoting you. And now that you're getting this attention, it definitely changes the vibe up with something with you. Those of you, definitely, if you're like, you date somebody and there's that sort of competitive vibe with regard to the relationship or partnership, I feel like that's what makes the difference with you. You shouldn't be in competition with your partner, especially when it comes to like work options or work opportunities. Geminis, I feel like you find the perfect like romantic relationship or partnership on the periphery of what you do. So they may know what the fuck you do, but they really don't give a fuck what the fuck you do. You both have your own thing. It's kind of like a separate sort of energy there. So there's no like competitiveness within that relationship or partnership. You're definitely getting some attention. This changes up a lot of things for you. But trusting your gut, your guidance, your intuition, staying focused on what's important to you. Some of you just learning to prioritize yourself, and then the good options or good opportunities come in with you. That's that beautiful serendipitous energy with you, Geminis. But I feel like some of you are learning to trust the vibe on that. So you're just able to go with the flow. I like the water energy with you, because it does feel like just trusting your intuition. This is almost like instinctual energy with you as well, Geminis. Some of you, with regard to those relationships or partnerships, I feel like you're not emotionally invested any fucking way. So that kind of feels like the vibe. So, you know, you're either going to stay in that relationship or partnership, or you're going to get single and go for something that's far more interesting with you. So you're either single now or you're stuck. Whatever it is, you just got a choice to make. The thing is, I think others, or those of you with regard to that relationship or partnership, someone knows that you're not even like, you don't even give a fuck anymore. So I don't feel like you're putting forth any time or effort with regard to a relationship or partnership. I feel like some of you need to be single so you're able to be flexible enough to allow for interesting options or opportunities to come in. I like the snake vibe with you. So those of you with, what's your favorite Chinese astrologer? This is a very fun creative vibe. Those of you, you remember The Fifth Element, the opera singer? Those of you, if you do like costuming, hair, makeup, nails, costumers, I feel like this is like the perfect option or opportunity for you. However you're looking at things, a lot of you, I'm liking the sci-fi vibes with the sci-fi mythology. I don't know. Someone's watching you. Someone's watching them watching you. Which is why I feel like this is a good work option or a good work opportunity. Especially with this Virgo full moon coming in. And then you got the eclipse on top of that. The eclipse energy feels like Scorpio vibes. So however you kind of philosophize that. Ooh, Geminis. This is that beautiful blessings energy with you, Geminis. I think some of you Geminis are going to be pleasantly surprised. If you're not a spiritual person, or some of you, you're going to have like a little sort of a miracle, or something's going to make you like scratch your head, scratch your ass, thinking, what the fuck? That was amazing. I don't feel a lot of religious energy with you. But Geminis, I kind of, whatever you're sort of focused on, you could be in and out of religion, or you could be just rather indifferent. This definitely feels like Hierophant vibes as well. So you're getting a lot of attention from very sort of interesting options or opportunities. But if someone's watching you, someone's watching them watching you, which brings about that hierarchy as well. Some of you be somebody's +1. I feel like you could get like a great option or a great opportunity. Especially if you do anything creative. Anything creative. Definitely throat chakra work, breathing exercises, Geminis. Some of you dance classes. I don't know who the fuck needs like dance classes. Movement energy with you. Definitely a lot of flexibility. Some of y'all could be adding some resistance training to your workouts as well. I mean, I don't know, Geminis. You could stay happy and whatever kind of vibe. Those of you that's in a relationship or partnership, but you've already emotionally pulled your vibes, I think that's kind of evident. So you're either going to be getting single soon, or you are single. There's an interesting vibe here. Definitely be mindful that not everyone is going to be like as supportive as you, as what you might want them to be. But at the same time, that brings about an interesting sort of it's an interesting lucky vibe with you, Geminis. There's this unconventionally lucky vibe with you. I feel like for those of you that aren't interested in like an Emperor-Empress type relationship or partnership, some of you, I feel like you're coming into that energy. But there's this beautiful sort of humbleness to it as well. And I'm liking the Prince vibes with you as well. Because Prince was ahead of his time with a lot of shit. Because he was laying down 2-3 bass tracks in the 70s, so his music would be different from everybody else's. And he played all of his instruments. So that's the sort of energy that you bring here, Geminis. Whatever the fuck it is that you do, Geminis, this is that very interesting kind of vibe with you. Your flexibility makes you very interesting. Because I'm actually liking the snake vibes with you. That shouldn't be a negative. It's a very fun vibe. Chinese astrology. So what's your favorite Chinese astrologer? Or some of you pay attention to your Chinese astrologer. Especially with that Virgo full moon lunar eclipse energy. I feel like whatever the fuck you're focused on, Gemini, stay focused and kind of go with the flow. The serendipity energy with you. You kind of embody that fool vibe. But it's also because you're kind of ahead of the vibe as well. Those of you creatives, I don't feel like you set the trends, Geminis, but you're ahead of the trends. So when everybody else is kind of doing one thing, you've been there, done that, and now you're focused on something else, which changes everything. I don't think you're going to be single, but some y'all got to get out of that relationship or partnership. So Some of you, you're already not emotionally invested anymore. I feel like that's evident. So with regard to that, you're either single or you're not. I feel like you'll know if it's the right vibe with you, Geminis. So, I mean, if you have to question every kind of relationship or partnership, then you already know that's kind of not the one. Some of you will be let down by somebody, but that actually brings about like a better option or a better opportunity for you. I don't know. You're vibing good. Stay focused on yourself here, Geminis. Whatever that kind of inspiration is, whatever you're using for inspiration as well, Geminis. Page of Wands, Page of Cups, there with the King of Cups. There with the Scorpio vibes. That's the thing. Some of you with that King of Cups vibe, there really is not much there. So some of you, you're in like a relationship or partnership that really isn't going anywhere. So you're either liking the vibes that you're in, or some of you getting single. Those of you that are already single, you're kind of ahead of the vibe on this. The thing is, with regard to like relationships or partnerships, you're already not emotionally invested. So, I mean, how long are you going to stay stuck in that vibe? Some of you are just wasting your time because someone that's just not the emotional connection, or someone doesn't have the same sort of vibes when it comes to their relationship or partnership. So, I mean, for fuck's sake, if you're in a Seven of Cups vibe, shit, get off the pot or make the relationship work. Whatever the hell you got going on, there you go. Especially those of you Geminis that aren't still like emotionally invested. I feel like that's the whole point. You don't kind of give a fuck. But are you single, or are you still like stuck in that vibe? I definitely don't feel like you should be waiting on any sort of option or opportunity when it comes to like romantic energy. Because some of you, someone just, it's kind of priorities here, Geminis. What's your priority? What's your focus? Some of you, it's not that emotional a connection, or someone isn't as emotionally available, or they're very kind of stuck or stagnant, that their relationship isn't going anywhere. It's kind of like an anchor weight vibe. So if you're watching tarot for like a love reading, yeah, this person isn't really going anywhere or really changing up the vibe on that. This could be your vibes as well, Geminis. I mean, what the fuck? It's like a Seven of Cups vibe. So you're in a relationship or partnership, but it's not that fulfilling. I feel like some of you Geminis, that's kind of like the whole kind of point of this. Someone will definitely let you down when it comes to that relationship, partnership, or opportunity. I cannot think of the name of that fucking movie where she's fucking the guy, but when it comes into, oh, do you find them attractive or not? She doesn't even say anything. So some of you are dealing with like relationships or partnerships like that. Some of you don't need to be in competition with your partner. So, you know, don't date somebody that does the same job that you do, where you have that competitive like work vibe with regard to like the emotional side of the relationship or partnership. Kind of date on the periphery of. It's like someone that kind of knows what the fuck you do, but they don't really give a fuck what the fuck you do. And you're not like wanting or doing the same thing. So there's no unnecessary, you don't need to be in competition with your partner. I mean, it's not like a healthy vibe. Five of Wands, Four of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Two of Cups. This brings about so many interesting vibes with you, Geminis. This is why it's kind of like the serendipitous, go with the flow energy with you, Geminis. Whatever the fuck your kind of beliefs or philosophies are. Some of you Geminis, I do feel like there's like an option or an opportunity that comes up with you that you're gonna, if you didn't have faith before, you're gonna have faith. I feel like it's something that's gonna make you scratch your head, scratch your ass, and be like, what's that? Things that make you go, Things that make you go, So I love this vibe with you, Geminis. Keep manifesting an abundant energy, Geminis. Keep it light, bright, and airy. Keep that sort of, that je ne sais quoi vibe that you have, Geminis. Send in those resumes. Go to those auditions. Some of you, if there's a competitive vibe to this, so whatever the fuck you're doing, get out there and kind of do your thing. I think you should be optimistic about dating, whether you're dating or not. For some of you, there's a relationship or partnership that isn't going anywhere. It really hasn't changed much. I feel like you've emotionally sort of pulled away from that relationship or partnership, or the emotional vibe isn't there. Some of you Geminis, I think that's where some of you can stay stuck or stagnant. It's not as fulfilling as you thought it was going to be. So it's kind of like the build up to it was far more interesting than the actual sort of option or opportunity. And you're not really emotionally invested. Because Geminis, I feel like you're the one that's kind of moved on and kind of doing your own thing here. That's what makes the difference. Nine of Wands, King of Swords, the Emperor, the Chariot, Pisces. So we got Aries, Cancer, Pisces, Six of Pentacles there at the Wheel of Fortune. You're pulling some interesting vibes here, Geminis. That's why I like I feel like work should be far more interesting to you, Geminis, or with regard to like options or opportunities with you, Geminis. Because you have so many, the sort of vibe with you makes you very interesting. You're like the unconventional sort of best option or best opportunity. Some of you being somebody's +1 like changes everything for you, especially hair, makeup, nails, and costuming. Someone needs to be doing conventions. Someone, you get the chance, you could be, some of you go from being the assistant to being like the person that gets like the option or the opportunity. I feel like the more humble you are here, Geminis, the more interesting that it is with you. Because I don't feel like you're pulling Emperor or Empress vibes. You're coming in kind of in like the Prince energy. But Prince was an amazing musician, and he was definitely very ahead of his time when it comes to like options or opportunities. And whatever that would be with whatever discipline that is that you come into here, Geminis. You always pull the creative vibes, Geminis, because I love my creative Geminis. Those of you with regard to relationships or partnerships, I feel like you've emotionally kind of pulled out of that energy anyway. And you're either single or you need to be single. But you kind of know this. Some of you with regard to those relationships or partnerships, your partner already knows that you're kind of focused on yourself. Especially those of you if there's that competitive vibe to the relationship or partnership. You shouldn't be in competition with your partner for like options or opportunities. Kind of date on the periphery of what the fuck you do. So they know what you do, but they really don't give a fuck. And the vibes don't kind of, there's no competitive energy on that. I feel like it's an upgrade in energy with you, Geminis. You definitely change the dynamic of whatever the fuck this vibe is. Some of you with regard to that relationship or partnership, someone, you're not going to find that emotional sort of connection that you're looking for. But with Seven of Cups, you have to decide what's important to you. So it's kind of like, are you cross-watching with regard to romantic energy? Because then you're like not focusing on what you need to, or what's the sort of vibe on that? Some of you are definitely dealing with a partner that will let you the fuck down. So whether that's a working relationship or partnership, or some of you are a romantic relationship or partnership, I don't know. Pull focus back on you. I love the competitive vibe on this, but I feel like life's competitive, and it's kind of like going with the flow here, Geminis. But you bring like the odd sort of energy to something that makes you very interesting. I don't know. I love your vibes, but I mean, for fuck's sake, if you're in that relationship or partnership, you're either making it work or you're not. Some of you have emotionally already checked out of that vibe. So you're like focusing and doing your own thing. Some of y'all need to get single so that way you have more flexibility. Because some of you, I feel like work is definitely going to pick up. And are you really going to be able to date? Some of you need to date on the periphery of what the fuck you do so you don't have that competitive vibe. when it comes to relationships or partnerships. This could be a friendship vibe with you as well, Geminis. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of love, except for the kind of cups energy that you're bringing. Definitely stay moisturized, stay hydrated, look good. Those of you with regard to whatever your creative discipline is, get out there and do what the fuck you need to do. Someone needs to do comedy, get you a tight five, get out there, do the open mic nights. If you're a singer, some of y'all, maybe you're going to find a band to play with, or you're going to kind of be doing your own thing. You need to be out there experiencing life. And just, it's kind of like the unconventionally lucky energy here, Geminis. It's all this shit. Some of y'all quit being such a cross-watcher because it's kind of, that ruins the sort of vibe with you. And with their cross-watcher vibe, what are you paying attention to anyway? If someone's watching you, someone's watching them watching you. So that's the sort of vibes. Don't wait around for a relationship or partnership. Go do your thing. Because I don't think you're going to be single, but you'll know if it's the right vibe. Because Geminis, I feel like for some of you, you've already emotionally checked out of that relationship or partnership. So the vibes aren't there. Whether you're single or not, that's what makes the difference. I don't know. This is beautiful energy, Geminis. Y'all been pulling this shit for a while, so I don't know. Some of y'all get single, focus, you have a choice to make. Now that balanced energy to come in, there's this, I don't know, whatever the fuck you got going on, Geminis. You're like the odd person. You're like the odd one that kind of makes everything like far more interesting and unique. Keep that uniqueness because that's the whole fucking point with you. The fact you are unique. Some of you, a lot of new ideas, a lot of new sort of options, a lot of this is like some of you that +1 energy. So you get the chance to kind of go out there and kind of learn things and understand things differently. I feel like that's like the perfect option or opportunity with you. Especially some of you are going from being the assistant to being like the main character when it comes to something, or the main person of importance. Whatever the sort of creative vibe with you is. There's the 3 of Cups. You kind of bring in that, it's like a je ne sais quoi vibe with you, Geminis. It's like you're attractive, but someone don't know why. It's like you're interesting, but you can't really kind of pinpoint why. You kind of bring that sort of fun vibe to you. Especially if you're a creative person. This is what makes you interesting. It's like the unconventional sort of vibe, Geminis. Right? There's that Scorpio energy there with the, I don't know. I feel like with that Scorpio energy is like that lunar eclipse when it comes to Virgo energy. So however you're kind of looking at things, Lord have mercy. Some of y'all with that. I feel like for some of you, this King of Cups energy, and maybe for some of you, it's a Scorpio vibe, could be the relationship or partnership you need to fucking avoid. Because this person is just, it's not the right kind of vibe. They may come in with that, but they're not really going to be someone that's kind of support you or promote you. They're kind of more in a competitive vibe with regard to an option or opportunity with you. Doesn't have to be romantic. But those of you, if it's like a romantic vibe, they come in and it's not going to be as emotionally fulfilling as you think. Some of you, it's like a sidetrack version for work. I feel like you need to compartmentalize. Those of you, if you've dated someone that does the same kind of work that you do and you had that competitive vibe within it, some of you learning to date on the periphery of. So they kind of know what the fuck you do, but you're not like in competition with that person with regard to like options or opportunities. I don't know, you bring in like the fun vibes. So stay optimistic, stay focused on you, Geminis. I like the water energy with you. I feel like it's a cleansing vibe. Definitely stay moisturized, stay hydrated, Geminis. Throat chakra work, breathing exercises, Geminis. Some of you need to take like some sort of dance class. Yeah, your flexibility here. Some of you could be doing like some pole dancing. You know when they do that for like exercise? That could be a fun vibe. Or some of you dancing with that could be resistance training as well with you Geminis. Adds a very good creative energy. Aquarius, the Two of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the World vibe. There is some unconventionally lucky sort of energy going on with your astrology, Gemini. I'm not an astrologer, so what's your favorite astrologer? Take what's yours and leave what's not. Page of Pentacles there. That's like Mercury vibes. You're ruled by Mercury, so maybe pay attention to that. I don't know. Sit your ass down, pull focus on you, and make smart choices. Some of you will be let down by a partner. They're not really going to be as supportive as what you think they're going to be. Especially when you kind of need to depend upon them. So some of you, I feel like that's why you're going to leave that relationship or partnership, because that person really isn't going to be someone you want in your energy. When it's important, they're not going to be the one that kind of promotes and supports you. I think for some of you, that could be the relationship or partnership that keeps you stuck. Some of you, I think you're currently in that. So, I don't know. If you're dating, I don't feel like some of you are really that emotionally invested. Or some of you, just be mindful of this kind of relationship or partnership. You could be dealing with a Scorpio in particular. I don't know. Ten of Wands, Ace of Cups, the Four of Cups. Geminis, a lot of you are putting in a lot of sweat equity with something, or I feel like you need to just keep doing the work. Stay moisturized, stay hydrated. You'll know if it's the right option or opportunity. Because if you're doubting it, you already know it's not the right vibe. I feel like some of you, you're not able to kind of fake it anymore. So you've emotionally already kind of removed yourself from the relationship or partnership, or you're very mindful of that type of vibe. But that's like a positive energy. Queen of Wands, the Two of Cups, there at the Wheel of Fortune. You're like the odd one out. This is what I like about you, Geminis. That's how you know if that relationship or partnership, if that person is worth your time, energy, or attention. So date if you're dating. Don't date if you're not dating. Some of you need to get the fuck single, so when the right option or opportunity shows up, you're ready. Some of you, you're going to stay single for a while. Especially if you're busy with work. So there's like this energy of compartmentalizing with you as well, Geminis. Some of you not in competition with your partners. So those of you, if you date people that kind of do the same thing that you do, but you don't need that. You don't need that kind of comparative vibe. Doesn't have to be romantic. Some of you, this could be a friendship. Keep that, whatever the fuck makes you unique, because you're pulling in a lot of beautifully blessed energy here, Gemini. Whatever the fuck that kind of inspiration is with you. Because I feel like astrology is unconventionally lucky. So, what's your favorite astrologer? Some of y'all, your Chinese astrology. Especially when it comes to like lucky numbers or lucky times for you. Or I like the snake vibes with you, but the snake energy is kind of like your flexibility. So maybe you're in Chinese, you're a snake. I don't know. Your flexibility, your adaptability is what makes you very interesting. Oh, cold-hearted snake girl, look into his eyes. Another famous Gemini. So there you go, Paul Abdul energy. I don't know. Make a decision. Trust your instincts. Some of you, someone is definitely going to let you down. Because when you think they should be supporting and promoting you, they're going to talk shit or let people talk shit about you and not say anything. And then kind of want to come in and be like all lovey-dovey up on you. So, I mean, something to take into consideration there. It's not lack of, it's kind of quality of your Geminis. Five of Wands, the Nine of Wands, the King of... There's definitely a hierarchy to this. If someone's watching you, someone's watching them watching you. But it kind of changes everything up. Some of you are counterbalancing like the negative vibes as well. Some of you, this is like that +1 energy. Someone's going to go from being the assistant to being like the main person. Just with a simple kind of +1 vibe. This is where your energy is kind of, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You change the learning curve of something. You change like the energy kind of switches when you're in it. So it's your uniqueness. But it's what makes you unique. That's what keeps you unique. But, I mean, what are you doing here? Some of you stay out of competitive relationships or partnerships. I feel like some of you are in that. You're not emotionally invested anymore. Some of you, I feel like you're kind of starting to do your own thing. So you're either going to be getting single or some of you are single. Don't wait around for the King of Cups. King, Queen of Cups, that's genderless. Because someone isn't going to like support or promote you when they need to. And it's not going to be as emotionally fulfilling as you think. Then others of you, there's like this interesting option or opportunity that comes in that kind of changes everything. Your uniqueness. Keep that uniqueness. Keep that uniqueness, Geminis. You're like Prince vibes, but Prince was actually ahead of his time. In the 70s, he was laying down multiple tracks so his music would be different. And then he was talking about the contracts that people signed. And, you know, I like this sort of creative energy with you, Geminis. That's what makes you unique. And you also know there's a lot of famous Geminis who were famously single or famously in and out of relationships or partnerships. So, you know, don't make that a focal point, and definitely trust the vibes of something. You'll know if the relationship or partnership is right. You'll just know. Some of you, you've already kind of emotionally pulled away from that. So some of you are trying to decide what you should do. Some of you with the cross-watcher vibes, people know you've already kind of pulled your emotional sort of energy away from that relationship or partnership. You're not as emotionally invested. Some of you dealing with someone who's not as emotionally invested in you, but there's that kind of competitive vibe on the relationship or partnership. Because someone is definitely not going to support or promote you when they should. And you'll realize that it wasn't the right relationship or partnership. You'll know when it is. Some of you dating on the periphery of what you do. But I feel like this brings about like an interesting vibe with you, Geminis. I don't know, go with the fucking flow, because this is what makes you unique. Those of you, especially from a creative vibe, some of you could be creating your own signature like perfume or makeup or moisturizer or hair products. Definitely picking up hairdresser vibes, nail technician. Those of you, if you are a creative person, yeah, clothing designer. That is what makes you unique. There's something about what the fuck you do that makes you unique, and you don't want to lose that. So if you design clothes, wear your creations out. If you do like hair, makeup, nails, some of you like the competitive vibe. Some of you convention energy. I like the dance vibes with you, Geminis. So maybe some of you are going to get the chance to like, maybe some of y'all could do like dance clothes. Remember the person that come up with the leg warmers in the 80s that made a fortune? Because the dancers used them and then everyone else sort of adopted that vibe. You're not a trendsetter. You're actually ahead of the trends. So Geminis, a lot of people are looking at the things that you've done that are now coming into fashion that you were doing long before everybody else. This is what makes you interesting and unique. Somebody here is going to be a star. Somebody here is going to get like a great option or a great opportunity. But it comes with that kind of interesting astrological energy with you, Geminis. Keep that fucking uniqueness about you. I say spa energy for a lot of you. Maybe some of y'all are getting work done, but some of you, you're deciding not to. And I kept my nose to spite my face, whether they cheer or they jeer. But I'm here. Oh, thumbs up if you know who the fuck sung that one. Oh, baby, it's songwriting, acting, producing. What makes her think that she can? Baby, it's songwriting, acting, producing. What does she think? She's a man. There's the Nine of Pentacles. Serendipitously lucky energy, Geminis. Go do your thing. Especially those of you that have been feeling a little stuck or stagnant. Those of you that aren't like religious or spiritual, I think you're going to have a moment where you're going to be like, fuck. Because I don't feel a lot of religious vibes on you, Geminis, and I kind of like that with you. Religion, philosophy, whatever the fuck you got going on here, Geminis. Some of you are going to have a moment and you're going to be like, oh, fuck. So, you know, whether you're a praying person or not, at least be thankful, grateful. This is like the serendipitous energy, Geminis. So, do your thing. Do your thing. You'll know if it's the right option or opportunity for you. You're not going to be doubting it. So if you naturally have doubt with a relationship or partnership, then you kind of already know it's not the right vibe. Some of you have already emotionally checked out of that relationship or partnership. But I don't feel like you're single. What's your favorite Chinese astrology? I like the unconventionally lucky energy here with you. I like the Scorpio vibes there with that Virgo full moon. I'm not an astrologer, so what's your favorite astrologer? I feel like the Scorpio vibes are there when the full moon, when the eclipse is going. Unconventionally lucky energy here, Geminis. Things that make you go, You're not religious, you're not spiritual. I think you're going to kind of have one of those moments. So be thankful, be grateful, and just kind of do your fucking thing here, Geminis. Some of you, a partner is not going to support or promote you when they should. And you're going to realize that that relationship or partnership is not what the fuck you need. So some of you are going to be let down when it comes to that. If it's not a romantic option or opportunity, it could be a friendship. Whatever the hell energy you got going on here, Geminis. So optimistic about relationships or partnerships, but what's the vibe? And trust it. Some of y'all are going to be single because you're going to be busy working. So you're really not going to have time. Or if you do, you're going to be very, very casually dating. I love this. Whatever the fuck you're doing, get out there and do your thing, Geminis. Not a lot of expectations. So this is like, go have fun. Whatever the fuck you're doing, go have fun. Because it's kind of, it's either going to be a positive or it's going to be a negative, but you might as well have fun and then enjoy the sort of energy of it. Some of y'all being somebody's plus one. I feel like that's like an assistant vibe. So you get the chance to kind of do some work, or you get an option or opportunity, and that brings about like a better option or opportunity. Your uniqueness definitely changes the vibe of something. So once you're kind of in the mix, it changes everything. But it's because you are unique. Think of the most unconventional, famous person you can think of, but their vibe is there because it's just they have a vibe. That's what makes them unique. I feel like you bring that energy, Geminis. So Someone is thinking about getting work done, and then you kind of don't want to get work done. I like the spa energy with you, Geminis. I like the spa energy with you, but do you want to keep your uniqueness, or do you want to almost be like cookie cutter vibe? Oh, for fuck's sake, Gemini. Anything else? Oh, we didn't put a song on it. No, you had good songs. Maybe it's songwriting, acting, producing. What makes her think that she can? Songwriting, acting, producing. What does she think? She's a man? Stephen Sondheim vibes. What you got going on? Oh, yeah, now you're going to look vain because you're kind of focused on yourself. Some of you have already emotionally checked out of that relationship or partnership. Whether you've actually gotten single or not is a whole nother thing. So you got to kind of make some choices and prioritize yourself. And damn, good Carly Simon song. You gave away the things you love, and one of them was me. I had a dream, there were clouds in my coffee, and you're so vain. The great thing about that is she never disclosed who she wrote the fucking song about. That's that sort of enigma energy that you bring, Geminis. And some of you, your cross-watchers are in that vibe. This is where your uniqueness stands the fuck out. I don't think you're Emperor or Empress energy yet. Ooh, take what's yours, leave what's not. I love this energy, Geminis. Someone is definitely going to let you down. They're not going to support or promote you when they should be, and you're going to realize that relationship or partnership is shit. Now, whether you choose to stay in that relationship or partnership is a whole nother thing. Some of you getting single so you can be available for options or opportunities. I think you should be optimistic about dating. You'll know if the energy is right. So if you're doubting the relationship or partnership already, how long do you stay in that doubtful vibe before you move the fuck on and put focus back on you? Some of you date on the periphery of what you do. So you shouldn't be in like direct competition with your partner when it comes to options or opportunities. That's not a very healthy vibe. So mindfulness there. I don't know. Go do your thing, Geminis, and keep that authenticity because that's what makes you beautifully unique. It changes up the vibe too. Peace, love, and light, Geminis. Oh, sweet Jesus, 52 minutes. You deserve it, Geminis. Peace, love, and light.